If you own property in Cape Coral, the water is likely your primary draw. The city is defined by its massive network of residential canals, but holding back that water requires thousands of miles of concrete seawalls under constant pressure. Hurricane Ian put that entire system to the test. While hundreds of walls were destroyed instantly, many others survived the initial surge, only to be quietly undermined. Now, years later, those weakened structures are actively failing as the soil washes out from behind them. The financial stakes for a fix are significant. In 2026, a typical seawall repair in Cape Coral ranges from $12,000 to over $60,000. This $50,000 gap reflects the massive difference in the engineering required for each property. The specific intervention method, from surface stabilization to total reconstruction, is what dictates that final number. By learning to identify the visual symptoms of your specific wall, you can determine which repair tier you fall into and avoid paying for a full replacement when a targeted fix is all that's needed. This chart shows the baseline cost for an 80-foot residential canal wall across 3 repair tiers: foam injection, anchoring, and full replacement. Stabilizing the soil starts around $16,000, while full replacement crosses $70,000. That is a $40,000 difference based solely on the repair method. To figure out exactly where you land, we are using a Seawall triage guide to match the physical reality in your backyard to these specific financial tiers. In marine repair, the physical condition of the concrete dictates the method, and the method dictates the price. We start the decision tree with the least invasive scenario. If your concrete panels are straight and intact, but your yard is sinking or shows holes near the edge, you fall into Tier 1. Foam injection. When water escapes through wall seams, soil behind the wall washes out and the ground sinks. Contractors address this by injecting expanding polyurethane foam underground. The foam fills those voids and stabilizes the soil without requiring excavation. This is the fastest repair option, typically running between $200 and $400 per linear foot. This method is strictly limited to treating soil erosion. It does not provide structural support to the concrete wall itself. Foam is a highly cost-effective intervention, provided the wall hasn't started leaning toward the canal. If your wall is losing the fight against soil pressure and leaning out over the water, we move to the next branch of the tree. As long as the concrete isn't shattering, your target is Tier 2, anchoring. This mechanical intervention uses helical pile anchors or tiebacks. Crews drill metal rods deep into the stable ground behind the wall and use them to pull the concrete back into a vertical position and lock it. This mid-tier repair requires more equipment and engineering, costing between $300 and $600 per linear foot. Concrete spalling, where the surface flakes off to expose resting steel rebar, disqualifies a wall from this method. A wall with that level of internal decay cannot withstand the mechanical tension required to pull it back into place. Anchoring is often the optimal investment to extend an aging Lee County wall's life by decades, but only if the concrete is strong enough to hold the hardware. The final branch of the tree addresses complete structural failure. When panels are cracked through or the concrete caps have blown out, you are looking at Tier 3, full replacement. This involves heavy demolition, removing the failed structure, driving new panels into the bedrock, and pouring fresh concrete caps before backfilling the yard. The financial cost is significant, landing between $500 and $900 plus per linear foot. This price is heavily influenced by how easily heavy equipment and barges can access your lot. One advantage of a complete rebuild is the ability to elevate the wall height. Raising it to current NAVD standards provides a crucial layer of protection against the higher surges we've seen in recent Gulf storms. While the upfront cost is steep, repeatedly paying for patches on a shattered wall is a waste of capital. The 2026 Seawall audit matches your property to the recommended action: sinking yard, foam; leaning wall, anchoring; shattered, rebuild. Avoid upsells and temporary fixes. The cheapest quote today is rarely the cheapest solution over a 10-year timeline. Before committing to any quote, secure a professional marine inspection. Much of the damage, including rebar corrosion and underwater voids, is hidden from view. An honest, professional assessment prevents you from financing an unnecessary demolition or wasting money on a patch that won't hold. Once you understand the physical reality of your wall, you can move forward with a repair plan that fits your budget and property.